Hi everyone, Mark here with Stellar Air Systems. We are bringing this video to you today to talk about the earthquake and what it could happen to your home in regards to your furnace and your gas piping. Also with your water heater. Renee Layton has asked me to put this together to kind of inform you on what to look for in your homes and to give you a better idea as what needs to happen to help keep your family safe. So let's go ahead, come into my home, and we'll go down to my mechanical room and we'll go over a few things down there and give you some pointers. See you in a bit. Welcome back. We're down inside my mechanical room inside my house. Mechanical rooms aren't always the best things to be looking at, but it's one of the most important places in your home because this is where we take care of our heating, our air conditioning, and also, of course, hot water. But during an earthquake, we could possibly get some damage to some of the components in here. So it's very important for you to come to your mechanical room, or if you call it a furnace room, whatever you want. The best thing to do is to kind of inspect it, visually inspect things to make sure that everything's, tentatively okay. The first things I would just really be aware of is if you come down and you smell any kind of natural gas in your house, make sure that to make sure that there's no indicator of a smell in the house with natural gas. Now, if you don't know what natural gas smells like, it smells like rotten eggs. They put a sulfur odor in the gas to help take care of so you can smell it. Because if it wasn't in there, you wouldn't be able to smell it at all. So if you smell rotten eggs, that's a clear indicator there's something wrong. You need to get out of the house, turn off the gas meter, which we'll show you here in a little bit, to make sure that your family is safe. So one thing that you can do visually to first check out is here's my furnace right here, of course my water heater's there, is check the flue pipes. The flue pipes are somewhat rigid, and if there's enough shaking with an earthquake, the pipes can separate. So just kind of inspect, make sure all of the joints are still good. You can kind of like wiggle them around a little bit. If anything comes apart, then there's a problem. Water heater, you want to make sure that the top connector is all the way down on the water heater. And of course the flue piping is connected as well. If any of these pipes come apart, then we get flue gases inside the house, and that's where we can have problems with carbon monoxide. If anything is wrong with that, you need to turn your appliances off and call a professional licensed heating and air conditioning contractor, or for the water heater you can even call us, another heating contractor, or a plumber. Make sure, very important, to make sure they're licensed, just to make sure that they have gone through the proper steps of proper certifications and things like that with the state. The next thing you want to do is kind of, if you don't know what gas pipe looks like, it's this black wrought iron pipe. It's throughout the house, and most of 3/4 of the pipe is probably going to be inside your drywall. There's not going to be much you can do to check that. But inside the furnace room, you can kind of just, again, you can kind of wiggle things around, just kind of look. You don't want to like just really jostle them or anything like that. But the key things to look for is, is anything, I mean, it'd be obvious if it was broke. But again, smell. Your nose is one of the best things, could be an indicator of a gas leak, because if there's enough gas, you will smell that rotten egg smell. One other thing, just to kind of make sure that your equipment is up to the current building code, is if you can kind of look right down here on the water heater and on my furnace, we have these gasable flex connectors. What those are for is not just an easy way for us to connect the gas lines together, but if there's an earthquake, if the pipe's moving, it gives us a little bit of a give in the pipe. Whereas if some homes, these are actually what we call hard piped in, where it's all the black pipe. If there's an earthquake and this pipe can't move, and if it's a big enough shock, pipes can break. So if your house does not have these on either the furnace or the water heater, it's something you're definitely going to want to have a professional come out and update to try and make things more safe for your home. The other area of concern when the earth shakes is your furnace going to move? More likely it'd have to take a good jostle for that to happen. Same with the water heater. Kind of keep an eye out on even the ductwork, because there's separations in the ductwork. But also, most importantly, on your water heater. By code, you have to have what are called UL listed, or what the UL stands for is Underwriter's Laboratory, earthquake straps placed on the tank, high and low. And what that is for is to make, if the ground moves, the tank can't fall over. If the tank falls over, we not only take a chance of having a gas line break, but we also have a problem with water lines breaking. Nobody wants to have any issues with water. So if you don't have earthquake straps on the water heater, when we moved in, we actually had this type of material. This is called plumber strap. It's just a small strap with a bunch of holes in it. The code wasn't there at the time to have these straps. They just used this style of strapping. If you have that in your house, that is not an approved method for earthquake strapping. It got to be a clamp that's either braced to the wall, or it has to be a special style of brace that actually comes up to the side and anchors to the actual concrete floor. Again, these are all measures to help keep the water heater in place. And of course, the gas line, the flexible connectors are there to help the gas line move just a little bit, so they're not connected physically tight to the equipment. So those are a few pointers you can do in your own home to see. Now, in an earthquake, if the gas is by chance shut off by the utility company, which is Dominion Energy, when the gas is turned back on, of course, all modern day appliances on furnaces will have a self-ignition system to them, so they should relight back up and be able to get you back heat up and going. Of course, if something doesn't work, you would definitely have to have a licensed professional come out and take a look at it for you, just to verify that if something is wrong, or if you're not comfortable on doing some of this, of course, call us. We're happy to help. Water heaters, typical tank water heaters will 98% of the time will always have a standing pilot light. So you'd have to have that relit. Now, if you have a tankless water heater, or you say you have a high efficiency water heater, on a high efficiency way to tell is it won't have the metal flue piping. It'll have the PVC pipes like a high efficiency furnace. Generally, all of those have self-ignition burners, so you probably wouldn't have to worry about lighting a pilot on those. So here's a few things for you guys to be able to check in your own homes. That's something quick and easy. You can to kind of make sure things are quick and easy, safe checks. Now let's go outside, and I'm going to show you how to turn off the gas meter in case you do smell gas in your house, because if you smell gas in your house, you need to get your family out and turn the gas meter off and call a professional, or call the utility company, Dominion Energy, to come out and verify that the house is safe. You don't want to be inside the house if there's a gas leak, because in the right circumstances there can be a major problem. Let's go outside to the gas meter and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. So we're on the side corner of my house, and for those of you who do not know where your gas meter is located, in 95% of the homes, the gas meter is located on the opposite side of the driveway towards the front corner of the house. It's a good idea for each of you to understand and to know where your gas meter is located, because if in case of an emergency, you want to be able to turn the gas off to your home. Now, the shut off will only shut the gas off from the house, from the meter into the house. If there's a leak somewhere else in a line in the ground or something, of course, get away from the house as fast as possible. Do not try to light any kind of matches or have any kind of flame. You want to kind of get away from the area, because in the right conditions, natural gas will ignite. So let's get down to showing you what the gas meter looks like and how to turn off the gas. So down here, the gas meter, of course, hopefully everyone knows what it looks like. The pipe coming up out of the ground is our supply line from Dominion's supply lines. Comes up into the meter and, of course, into the house. Now, depending on where you're at, this is, or how it's piped, I should say. The gas shutoff valve is this valve right here. Now, if you don't see this, more than likely it's buried down into the ground. So you need to clear the dirt or anything else in front of it away. Another thing that we see that's quite common is, because a gas meter is not the prettiest thing to look at, we see a lot of times bushes and shrubs or plants are overgrown into it. Now you can see that I have a bush over here at my house, but we keep it trimmed neat and away. The reason for that is, A, that the gas company, when they come and read it, they have easy access to it and to look at it. And two, someone like myself, a technician or a business owner or even an installer, we have access to the gas meter if we need to turn off the gas while we're repairing something, or in this case, if it was you and you need to turn the gas off, I don't know about you, but you don't want to be poked in the eye if from or a bush or get scraped up when you're trying to get the gas shut off. So this gas valve is not an easy on-off valve like most valves inside the house where you could just take your hand, turn the valve on, turn it off. It requires a wrench. Now, I always keep a wrench close by in my garage just in case I ever need to turn the valve off. I don't like leaving an adjustable wrench like this outside because of course it'll rust. They do make specialty wrenches that you can purchase either online or in the home centers to where they will actually fit the slot of this, and you could actually just take it and it'll hang here. In an emergency, you just come in, take it off, and then all you do is just take the valve, the wrench onto the valve, and you're gonna just, now some of these turn easy, some of them turn a little bit hard depending on how old the valve is. So all you do is just turn the valve to where your wrench is perpendicular to the pipe. So it's making a T, and that turns off the gas. So that is a quick way for you guys to be able to turn the gas off to the house. And of course, if there's a leak, I can't emphasize enough to get out of the house, call a professional to try and make sure that your house is safe to go back into. Now, let's say if you want to just turn it off because of the earthquake, feel free to do that. But a lot of people will choose to turn their own gas back onto the house, but there is a little trick that you need to know, because you just can't take this and just really quick turn it up to turn it on, because if we turn the gas on too fast, this little diaphragm, you could actually rupture it and create a leak. So to turn the gas back on, all you do is you just go real slow. Sometimes, well, since my gas line has gas in it already, but if there was no gas inside the pipe, when you turn it on, you'll hear kind of like a whooshing sound, like the gas is flowing through. You just turn it slow, and eventually you'll hear it go whoosh. And it shouldn't be that fast. It should be pretty, you want to be slower than that, and then eventually, once the valve is starting to open, then you can just go a little bit further. And when this part of the valve is straight up and down or parallel with the pipe, the gas is turned back onto the house. And then, of course, any equipment that has a standing pilot light, you will have to relight. The furnaces that have electronic ignitions, even some water heaters that have those, they should relight themselves. So hopefully this gives you a few pointers on what to do. If you're ever worried about it and you're not comfortable doing it, feel free to give us a call. We're happy to help you guys out in any way. We just want everybody to be safe in an emergency, kind of like, the earthquake was bad, but it could be worse. But no matter what, let's take precautions, keep your family safe, and if you need help, give us a call. We're happy to help. Thanks for watching.